there is a fear, an insidious fear in humanity. The good news though is in most cases, this fear disappears as we grow older. And what is that fear? Well, obviously it's the fear of what other people think of you, what other people say about you. Especially when we're younger, usually in our teenage years, etc. You can see this pattern of people being extremely self-conscious about who they are and what people might think about them. You know, people judge you, mock you for who you want to be in this world, and you feel bad about it. And then, as you grow older, slowly but surely you stop giving a fuck about it. However, at the same time, there's still a certain percentage of people that even though they're adults, they still worry about what other people might think of them, especially if they consider going for their dreams at an older age. When we're younger, we're more daring, more courageous, most of the time. Some people are actually very shy still as a young person. But in my case, for example, I had dreams and goals that I knew were way beyond what most of my peers were pursuing, and I just didn't care. I would go for it, even if it seemed bizarre or unrealistic or impossible, whatever they would say. I would just go for it. Write books, make music, do DJ stuff, do everything. Like, write fictional stories, write movie scripts. The movie scripts, though, is a very interesting one because at the time when I was like 16, I initially wanted to become a movie director and also an actor, but mostly the directing part was fascinating to me at that age. And of course, with me, people would also think, oh, that's impossible. Huh? You can never amount to anything. Well, not gonna lie, in the end, I didn't end up a movie director at all. I have made short horror films in the past. I have learned a lot about movie making as a creation, as a creative process, and what elements go into it and what is smart to pay attention to in order to improve the overall, effect of telling a fictional story through film. But there is actually a very specific reason why I didn't end up going in the direction of pursuing movies as a career, which had to do with all kinds of tragic stuff that happened besides initially pursuing this dream that ultimately led me on the road of self-help, of philosophy, of spirituality, in order to not only help myself but now help humanity through sharing these insights. So you see, you can have dreams that you may not ever achieve at all because something changed around, because some events that happened in your life. It's totally fine. Nothing strange about it. In fact, sometimes simply due to age, you grow out of a certain activity that used to be a passion, used to be a dream initially, you pursued it, and then as you grow older, you're like, this no longer interests me, I'm gonna pursue something else entirely. See, all of this stuff is totally fine, but the main point remains, most people, they don't even start pursuing their dreams to begin with because they're afraid of what other people think. They're afraid if people say it's impossible, or you're not gonna be able to do it, oh, you don't have it in you, etc. That shouldn't matter. And you know how you can stop having that affect you in a negative way? Is by understanding who you really are, your true nature. Because as infinite self beyond the ego, you don't have to care a flying fuck about what people think or say about you, because they're talking about your phantom self, that's the ego. See, that's how you overcome the fear of what others think and say. To live from this knowledge that first of all you are infinite awareness having a human experience. Then if you pursue a dream, physically speaking, then people that mock you or that say bad things about you potentially, that criticize you, whatever, they're only talking about your phantom self on that level of physicality. So in a way, it doesn't even matter what anyone says. If they mock you, if they mock me, what does it matter? People are talking about my phantom self, my ego. That's the only thing they know about me. That's the only thing they know about you as well when you pursue your dreams. So in the end, you can drop a giant weight off your shoulders by understanding this. Because there's so many broken dreams. Because people are afraid. Afraid of how others might judge them if they go for their dreams. To give expression to their true passions in life. But this fear is nonsensical, for if you were dead, do you really think it matters what others thought of you and your dreams? Oh, they can moan and complain about all kinds of elements concerning you from a physical point of view, but it literally does not matter in the bigger picture, because you are an infinite being experiencing a temporary illusion called human being. Just dare to express your dream with the knowledge that you are infinite awareness, and whatever comes to you as you pursue your greatest dreams in life, are nothing but temporary experiences. If you can get this clear in your mind, then you can break free from this insidious fear that holds so many people back all over the world. Because what other people think and say about you always concerns your phantom self, your ego, your temporary persona. And again, if you believe you are this persona, then obviously it will terrify you if people say bad things about you. It will be highly uncomfortable. But by knowing that they are talking about an aspect of you that is a temporary illusion, it matters not what others actually say or think about you or your dreams. Contemplate this very carefully to break this chain. These chains that are holding you back from expressing who you really are and want to be while you are in this world. Because you don't have to take this journey too serious. Don't take your phantom self so serious. Rather, just embrace the truth of your own infinite nature and see past all the bullshit that tries to drag you down. The only thing that needs serious attention is not our fragile ego, but rather the overcoming of the spell of the ego on infinite self. The delusion that we are this body, name, age, physical history, whatever. As long as we perceive ourselves as some kind of physical being, we can never experience or perceive beyond that range. Let go of that and allow your consciousness to expand beyond 3D reality. It is in 3D reality all this mocking happens. All these fears of ours exist concerning what people might think of us. Again, the more you consider it for yourself, if you were dead right now, as morbid as it sounds initially, but we use this in a beneficial way. If you weren't alive anymore in this physical dimension, does it really matter what people thought of you? What they say about you? You'd be busy exploring infinity. You wouldn't have time for any of that nonsense. So why do you have time for it now? To worry about what others might think and therefore you don't dare to pursue your dreams. That is sad. That's tragic if it's holding you back. It is making your life more miserable than it has to be. If only you could embrace the truth that you are infinite awareness. With that perspective, you realize that you can give expression to whatsoever you want. You just simply analyze, okay, is my dream going to negatively impact this world in general? Well then, I hope you would change your dream, because we already have enough chaos and negativity as it is. But in most cases, people have dreams of actually doing something uplifting, something fun. Something that really gets them expressing their own uniqueness, and then through that expression they automatically also become happier and more passionate about living, and therefore an inspiration to other people because of living their own passions. You see, when you see someone that is very in tune with their hearts and doing what they feel they were meant to do while they're here, they're automatically more positive than people that are just doing stuff because they feel they have to. But you see, the doing of what you feel like that you were meant to do takes a certain amount of courage. But that courage automatically comes when you know that you're not your ego, not your body, not your name, not your age, not your gender. You're none of that. Those are all temporary experiences that you're going through, that you're having right now because of being an infinite state of awareness going through a human experience. So the videos that I make, you see, some people want to make videos about spiritual subjects, and then again they worry, what do other people think of that? What would they think if I talk about the mind, about the soul, about the universe? You know, see, with me, I know I'm talking about subjects that might be completely zany to a certain amount of people. They're like, this is way out there, this is bizarre, this is like a very weird way of looking at life. So be it, what of it? I'm still going to share my ideas through my videos, going to leave my insights for those that want to know about them, because at the end of the day, my channel is also kind of like a digital journey. Many of the stuff that I've talked about is based on things that I write to myself. So I type out insights that come to me throughout the day, that I think about throughout the day, and then I start writing about it, and then I'm like, this could also be interesting just to put on video and then have people hear about it so they can decide if it helps them in some way in their journey. That's what these videos are all about. But what happens? What would happen if I'd be afraid of what other people think of my own words? Isn't that silly? I would never dare to post any videos online. You see, I don't care. Anymore, at least. When I was younger, I also used to have that fear. of what other people might think of me and what I would create and share. Always be nervous. Oh, what if they think it's crazy and weird? Oh my god, and I would almost be shaken sharing something with others out of sheer anxiety of maybe they think it's stupid, and now I could care less. Thankfully, thank God, man, thank the universe, thank the source consciousness for giving me that confidence to just share the insights that I have without worrying about other people and their opinions about it. At the end of the day, if you can do the same concerning your goals, you're going to be way more happier, way more productive and effective, and way more able to achieve all kinds of stuff that so many people would dream of achieving but never dare to pursue because of the fear of what others might think. So the main lesson to learn here and to contemplate is to really grasp that you are a state of infinite awareness having a human experience. And anything that people say about you is based on that human experience that you're having. So they mock you, they criticize you potentially, but they're only talking about this persona that you are. So it doesn't matter. That's a temporary thing that you're experiencing. So even if the whole world would mock you, you could almost laugh at it, knowing that you guys are only talking about the persona, the temporary self. You have no knowledge of the infinite self, infinite awareness. Because if you did, there's no need to judge others at all. You just let them do whatever they please, as long as they don't hurt others, hopefully. What does it matter what dreams they're pursuing? I wouldn't judge anyone on anything that they do. You see, because it's not really my business, and at the same time, I know they're just infinite awareness pursuing whatever they desire to do in this lifetime of theirs. So who am I to judge them for what their dreams are? See, I don't see any fucking logical sense in criticizing anyone about anything. You see, so many people waste their time on that because they think they're their persona and have to criticize other people's persona. That's the spell humanity's under. Hopefully you'll break free from it if you still feared what others might think of you. And this video might give you some new ways of looking at the situation in order for you to achieve what you want to achieve with the time that you have right now on this physical journey. So as always, dear viewer, never forget, fuck that phantom self of ours, and also know that you are an eternal dreamer, dreaming this dream of life into being.